Welcome back to INSyed. I'm Syed, and every week I take real academic research and bring it closer to the life you're actually living. Like a journal entry that did its homework, let's take a peek inside. Sonder. The feeling you get when you realize that every other person you've seen in life has a life as full and as real as your own, where they are the central character while everyone else, including you, has a secondary or insignificant role. You may have heard of that word, or may have not, but I want you to think about how it made you feel, how it sounds, the texture of it all. Now, what do you sound like when you're angry? What about when you're sad? Your voice carries a weight heavier than you can imagine. It doesn't just express your emotions, it creates them. Like how rain doesn't signal a storm, but it is the storm. A group of researchers wanted to map the human voice across emotion. When I came across it, I couldn't help but ask a question they never intended to answer. Researchers gathered 2,080 vocal bursts from 56 people from 4 different countries. They then had more than 1,000 English speakers rate them. What they ended up with was a web of 24 different dimensions of sounds and emotions, ranging from how much they conveyed distress to how much they signaled awe. You can find a link to their website in the show notes and listen for yourself. It's pretty beautiful and fun seeing where each of these vocal bursts, some of if not most of which you've also made in your life, gets placed in the sea of emotions. See for yourself if you agree with where they're placed. But as I was listening, I began to reflect. When I speak, does my voice, or better yet, my words, decide where I am in this web? We'll take a short break here. Why don't you sit with that for a moment? Welcome back. On a personal note, over the past year, I've chosen to cut some words from my vocabulary, both internally and externally. And what I've come to realize is that by taking away an expression, we'll have a much harder time feeling it. There's the James-Lange theory of emotion, which says that we don't cry because we're sad because we cry. By letting the swears and cusses of profanity go, it gave me a moment to pause, a moment to breathe in what would normally be impulse or outlash. It made me realize that if out of sight, out of mind really is true, then I suggest that the way we say is truly the way we do. If 1,000 people can map 24 distinct emotions from a single wordless sound, imagine what a lifetime of chosen words does to your inner world. The study shows you and I are exceptionally sensitive to emotional sound, and we hear everything. The loudest voice you'll ever hear is the one inside your head. So take inventory of your vocab. Does your mind only speak in fire and brimstone? Or does it speak with the same grace and kindness a bee gives when it nests on a flower? A great way to learn is to read, whether if it's articles or poetry. Building our vocabulary lets us better be aware of what we say. Remember how Sonder felt when you first heard it? You didn't experience anything new, but the word gave you somewhere to put that feeling. That's the power of language. It does more than describe, it builds. So find your Sonder, a word in your language, any language, that means something good. Say it until it's truly yours. And that brings us to the end of this week's INSyed. Thank you for spending your time here. If something today stayed with you, the best way you can support is to share it with someone it may reach. You can also follow the show wherever you listen. And if you have a moment, leaving a review genuinely helps more people find us. Until next week, remember that there's always more inside.